So one of the most popular questions I get from families that are coming into Flagstaff for the first time as home buyers is Flagstaff safe? So I thought this would be a great opportunity to interview a police officer that's been here locally in Flagstaff since 2007. So I'm going to be interviewing him, be asking some of the main questions that a lot of the families ask. And overall, is Flagstaff safe? Yes, but here's why. The police officer I'm going to be interviewing today, his name is also Eric, and he's been a police officer here in Flagstaff since 2007. He's worked for both the Flagstaff Police Department and also the Northern Arizona University Police Department. And since 2007, he's worked a number of different assignments within the police department. He's worked with many different groups and organizations. I think he'll be able to answer any question that you have based on what the current climate is, how things are changing, how much growth Flagstaff has been seeing over the years, and which neighborhoods, are better than others. So stay tuned and let's talk to Eric. So if you haven't figured it out already, that 17-year veteran police officer is me. I am a police officer here at Flagstaff. I've worked both for the Flagstaff Police Department, and I currently work for the NAU Police Department. Some of you may know this, some of you may not. If you follow some of my social media, especially my Instagram, you might see some of the pictures that I have on there with me in uniform or doing things that are related to law enforcement. I've been a realtor since 2020. I've been involved in real estate since 2010 in terms of as an investor, and just something that it's always been a strong passion of mine. So I got my license in 2020, but I still currently work as a police officer, so I do both jobs full time. It's not something that I always put out there. I don't know why, particular climate with politics and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes it might run people off, but that's just who I am, and that's what you're going to get if you want to use me as a realtor. But one thing that I think that's a strong advantage is, I have insight on the city of Flagstaff, specific neighborhoods, kind of the behind the scenes of stuff that's going on that doesn't come out into public or doesn't get put out into the media. I can tell you specific neighborhoods, the things that have happened there, specific houses on things that have happened there. And so hopefully you see that as a benefit, as an asset, if you were to work with me as a realtor. But it's something that, I'm going to continue to do. I have a little less than 3 years until I can retire as a police officer, which I plan to do at that time. And then it's, nothing but real estate from that point on. So, that's me, that's who I am. And hopefully, I'll be able to answer any questions that you might have. But I wanted to do this just kind of because a lot of people that are coming from different states, different cities, California, Phoenix area, they just don't really have a lot of information on Flagstaff. And that's definitely one of the questions that I get, especially when I take out new buyers and I show them Flagstaff. We drive around different neighborhoods, especially if they have kids or any type of family. They want to know, is Flagstaff safe? And yes, Flagstaff is a safe place. It's viewed as a small mountain town, but Flagstaff is definitely growing. It's been growing so much even since I've been here in 2007, and it's going to continue to grow because there's so many people that are leaving California, and there's so many people that see the benefits of living in Flagstaff. Now, as a police officer, I could throw out a bunch of statistics and show you this compared to other cities and the national average and all that stuff, but that's kind of boring, and it doesn't really push the needle one way or the other whether you think it's safe or not, because statistics can be used in any different way. But so when I tell people that it's safe, they, a lot of times their follow-up question is, okay, so what are the biggest issues in Flagstaff? And I would say, from my experience and my time being here, one of the biggest things that we see in law enforcement for Flagstaff is probably theft and burglaries. And I think here's the reason why. A lot of people that move to Flagstaff, they look at it as, small town Flagstaff, it's a mountain town, it's kind of isolated from other cities. A lot of people get this sense that, it's a small town, like I grew up here, I know people that have lived here forever, I don't have to lock my doors, I don't have to worry about, people, bothering me or anything like that. And that's true for the most part. Like, I know people that, don't lock their doors, on their house or on their cars or things like that. But all that does is that creates opportunity for people. And that's what we see a lot of the time, right? I mean, you come to Flagstaff and you get out of the city, and it's a dark sky city. So it's always dark in every neighborhood that you go to. And people just feel safe. Generally, you are safe pretty much anywhere and anytime here in Flagstaff. But if you create those opportunities for people to steal things, people they're going to take the opportunity, right? So if you don't lock your car door and you leave your computer in the front seat or your purse or some type of valuables or cash, like, people are going to see that opportunity, and they're not always going to take it, but it just creates another opportunity for them to take it. So that's what we see a lot of times are, people that leave stuff out in the open, they leave stuff out unlocked. They leave their expensive mountain bike that costs $3,000 on their front porch and it's not locked. And then they find out one morning that it's not there. Like, it's kind of common sense type stuff, but it does happen. You don't really see a lot of, smashing windows to get into people's cars. You don't really see people, kicking in doors or climbing through windows to get into people's houses and steal a bunch of stuff. So if you lock your door, you lock your car doors, you lock up your bicycle or put it out of view, like, you're really not going to have any problems. Like, I don't know a lot of people that have problems, continuously with this type of activity. So you're safe here. Lock your things up. Tell your kids to not leave their expensive stuff laying around, because, kids are irresponsible. Trust me, I've got a 19 and a 16-year-old, and they just leave stuff all over the place, and they don't really understand the value of some of these things that they're carrying around. So if you can do those things, then you're going to be pretty much good to go. Another question that I get is, with the amount of growth that Flagstaff has seen, has there been any major changes to Flagstaff, or have I seen that affect, the way the crime is, or, different types of people moving into town or whatnot? Like, and the answer is no. Like, when we came here in 2007 and the way it looks now, it's crazy. The amount of housing, student housing that's been put in here, the different shopping centers, restaurants, all that stuff. There's been major growth here in Flagstaff, but I've not really seen any major changes. I don't think the crime has really gone up that much with the amount of people that have moved here to Flagstaff. There's still that general feeling of, small mountain town, and, everybody feels safe, and they like just, going wherever they want to go and don't really have to worry about it. I've not really seen any major changes. I don't really see things really changing one way or the other than, just more people are going to be in Flagstaff in general. So if you're like me, I grew up, like I said, I was born and raised in Michigan, and I grew up not far out of Detroit, and there were definitely some places that you would not go to. Like, you don't even go there, you don't drive through there, you stay away from those areas. And so sometimes people are asking me, like, Eric, are there places in Flagstaff like we definitely don't want to go to, or, we should not even drive through? And for me, I would say no. Like, there's neighborhoods that are, low income neighborhoods, and that are, known to be a little bit more higher crime areas. And we can talk about that depending on, where you want to be and how much you want to spend to buy a house, or if you have any questions, on that, totally, we'll talk about that. But no, for me, like, there's not a place in Flagstaff where I would not feel uncomfortable, or where I would feel uncomfortable if I were to walk through there in the middle of the night, or definitely drive through. There's no places in Flagstaff that I would say you can't drive through, or can't go to, or can't visit a friend in. And there's not a neighborhood that I would feel uncomfortable with myself walking through in the middle of the night. Like, it's just not here in Flagstaff. So I hope this video helped in terms of, like, making you understand, kind of some quick questions on Flagstaff and safety overall. Like I said, I could go to a ton of statistics and go into all these different things and things that I've seen and all that kind of crazy stuff. But, I just wanted to put a video out there. One, to just say, hey, this is also what I do, and I've been doing it for 17 years. And so if you do have any questions on Flagstaff, the safety, any specific questions, whatever the case, you can always call me, text me, email me. You can follow my social media on Instagram. I put some stuff on there as well. But that's just who I am. I just kind of want to introduce those of you who that didn't know that I am also a police officer. But I also love real estate, and so I kind of have that unique perspective on Flagstaff, and definitely we would not steer you in the wrong direction just to get you the sale. and put you in a safe neighborhood, or put you in a location that you would definitely want to be, and that I would definitely suggest to be at. And you know, if I were in your shoes and had younger children and were raising your children in Flagstaff. So I hope that helps. And you know, if you watched this video this far through, if you could please just give it a thumbs up, give it a like, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I'm really trying to build this channel. I'm really trying to make things grow, and I'm trying my best to get more videos out there, and hopefully that will come more and more as the year goes on. So appreciate you guys, and if you have any real estate questions, any questions on Flagstaff overall, you know, don't hesitate to reach out, and I'd be happy to help. So take care, guys. Talk to you later.